happen to live 10 centuries ago, what would be your social contribution? Suppose, par exemple, كنا نرجعوا للقرن السبعة، نساو لينا القرن 21 وتلاقيتي شي واحد من القرن السبعة وقال لك بون شنو عندنا في القرن 21 شنو تقول لي؟ تقول له عندنا par exemple عندنا mobile phone. So if that person tells you what is a mobile phone, خصك تنوض premièrement to invent plastic, to invent computers, to invent softwares, to invent huge things that we cannot do. And so these ideologies and these changes are examples of those limits we have in the 21st century. And a good example of that would be simply innovation. It's not about reinventing plastic or reinventing mobile phones, but it's only about innovating the mobile phone. We used to have that classical mobile phone, but now we have like iTouch and all these like iPhones. So here's an example of Thomas Edison's lamp. It's all thanks to innovation. A long time ago, we used to have that idea of strategy. And to understand innovation, innovation and strategy are like one box meaning. At the same time, they differ from each other. We used to say that we've lost our crystal ball. Crystal ball means a strategy. Businessmen like 10 centuries ago used to talk about strategy. But now with the changes that happens in this modern life, we start talking about innovation. And what worked before does not work today necessarily. And you either surprise me or I surprise you with an idea. Also, innovation goes side by side with culture. And one of the great series in that was Geert Hofstede, when he talks about how different cultures perceive innovation. When it comes to me, like here in Morocco, we are a collectivist society, one completes the other, and you tell me that here's an innovative idea, then what seems to me as an innovation is what seems to me in reality as ambiguity. I do not believe what is innovation. So that different, like in innovation or in cultures, make like a new sense of innovation. And Einstein once said that if we knew what we were doing, it wouldn't be called research. So innovation is always that continuous like step forward of change and thinking of new ideas. So what is entrepreneurship like? Like in the history we found in the 17th century, like it was the first time we have this term in French, entreprendre. But it's the first definition or its narrow definition. It was like meaning simply to start up a business. But the question we have to ask in social entrepreneurship is what's beyond starting a business? And then we started having like new theories like value creation, innovation, change agents, like pursuit of opportunity and resourcefulness. So all these theories started helping us to think that entrepreneurship is not only about being an entrepreneur, and it's not only about having that business. So to understand social entrepreneurship, we have to understand what happened in the world that we started having that need of creating a new concept. And then what happened, like we had that shift, how to change the mindset of people, especially business people. Like we used to have that think of my business and think of other business. So we need to move from my business to other business, all through the think social and act business. And that language we could use is simply the language of entrepreneurship in solving social problems. An interesting Chinese proverb: give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man a fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Let's suppose we have a father from a family, and then we give him a fish, and he eats the fish, that's fine. Then we say, no, that's not sustainable, let's teach him a fish. Then when you teach him a fish, how to fish, then he and his family started eating like fish. It's not like that's fine. But the problem is, suppose that the father dies. What will be the problem?
No fish.
Who's going to be like able to keep fishing? So that's one of the problems we have. So and with that we started thinking not only people who have access to market, not only people who have access to health and sustainability, but people who have no idea that health or sustainability are sustainable. And so what's unique about social entrepreneurship is that one of the great social entrepreneurs from Ashoka said that social entrepreneurs are not content that you give a fish or teach how to fish. They will not rest until they have revolutionized the fishing industry. And that's the idea of not just give me a fish or teach me how to fish, but start asking questions. Why don't you have the fishing tools? Why don't you know how to fish? So these are one of the questions that helped us think of the other in terms of social entrepreneurs. So what is social entrepreneurship? Here's dictionary definition that I took from my friend Nene. Thank you very much. So it's rewarding ordinary people for making an extraordinary impact in the world, and I think that Hassan has already talked about that, how we, normal people, laymen, can change the world with a new idea, with great innovations. But when one of the professors, like Dr. Brett, the one who taught me social entrepreneurship, said that it is the creation of innovative solutions to persistent social problems. It is the application of the creativity and imagination of entrepreneurship for social good rather than private wealth creation. So what we have here, like key terms, we have innovation, and that's one of the things we really need in this global world. And then we have social problems. We used to think of business and people in terms of economic problems, and sometimes in terms of socio-economic problems, but now we need to talk of all these social problems. We have the creativity, it goes side by side with innovation, and then we have that idea of entrepreneurship. So when you start up a business, don't start it only for yourself. Think of including other people, and that's going to be through that concept, what we call social entrepreneurship. So here are these key terms I already talked about, like innovation, the marginalized, like people who have access to market are like in FAST, for example, we have Sonat Medi, and they already have a market for their products. But there are other people in remote villages that do not know that there is a market for their product. So what we have to do is how to mobilize that resource we have, which is the idea of doing a business, and then go to those marginalized people and then help them create or market their products. So what we do after that is that we create a new kind of value, which we call social value. Not only economic or socio-economic, but social value. How you engage people and you make them feel that they really contribute to society, to social development. So how we start working is through sustainability, as we said, like revolutionizing the fishing industry. So, however, it is not about the definition, but rather the action and the impact. Social entrepreneurship, that's my own experience, says that. It's not about the definition, it's not about how we understand the concept, but it's how the concept operates in day-to-day lives. One of the great ways to understand what is social entrepreneurship is to think of business entrepreneurs and social entrepreneurs. Like to exemplify this more, if I don't know why the I don't know. Anyway, so if we have business entrepreneurs meeting social entrepreneurs, what will be happening is that the business entrepreneur will ask the social entrepreneur, if you have been so clever in achieving what you have accomplished, why haven't you applied your talents to making money? Social entrepreneurs have these great ideas, innovation, all these thinking of the marginalized, creating a new sort of value creation. But why are they not doing that for making money? A good answer for that would be simply that if I happen to be a social entrepreneur, I would answer this. I would really love to be remembered for the change I make and not for the money I do. So then we start thinking that it's all about be the change and see the change. As I've already talked about how to be the change as individuals, and that's very interesting. But in terms of entrepreneurship, if you are the change, then you are the one who's going to be remembered. But we don't need to remember you, we need to remember the innovation, the change you make in society. And then we start thinking that social entrepreneurship and business entrepreneurship are two sides of the same coin. If you take one coin, it has two sides. Then it's all about entrepreneurship, but with different angles. How many of you know about these people? Bill Gates. All of you. Mohammed Yunus. Oh, he knows it. Oh, that's great. So Bill Gates, though now he's getting into social